Jordan's heart slammed against her ribs as she stumbled upon the tiny bundle wrapped in a faded blue blanket, hidden behind the dumpster in the alley behind her apartment building in downtown Seattle. The baby's faint cries pierced the rainy night, pulling her from the fog of her own despair, after yet another brutal argument with her parents about her lifestyle choices. Without a second thought, she scooped up the infant, her hands trembling as she realized this wasn't just any abandoned child. This was a life thrust into her chaotic world, forcing her to confront secrets she never imagined. She rushed inside, the door slamming shut behind her, echoing through the empty hallway. The baby, a girl with wispy dark hair and eyes that seemed too wise for her age, quieted in Jordan's arms, as if sensing safety. Jordan paced her cramped living room, her mind racing. At 19, she was barely holding it together, kicked out of her conservative family's home in the suburbs after coming out as lesbian, scraping by on minimum wage at a coffee shop, and now this. What the hell am I supposed to do? She muttered, staring at the child. Calling the police felt like the right thing, but something in her gut twisted at the idea of handing over this innocent soul to the system that had failed her so many times. Her phone buzzed on the counter. Maisie. Jordan's breath caught. They'd been together for 6 months. A whirlwind romance that started in a support group for LGBTQ youth. Maisie, 21, with her sharp wit and unyielding loyalty, was the only person who made Jordan feel seen. But revealing this could shatter everything. Maisie came from a fractured family too, but she was studying nursing, dreaming of stability. A baby? That wasn't part of the plan. Jordan answered, her voice shaky. Maisie, I found something. Someone. You need to come over. Now. Maisie arrived in under 20 minutes, her rain-soaked coat dripping on the floor as she took in the scene. Jordan, what is this? Her eyes widened at the baby nestled in a makeshift crib from a laundry basket. Jordan explained in rushed whispers, the words tumbling out like confessions. Maisie's face paled, but she didn't pull away. Instead, she reached out, her fingers brushing the baby's cheek. We can't just keep her, Maisie said, her voice firm yet laced with fear. But turning her in. What if they separate us from her? What if this is a sign? They spent the night debating, the baby's soft breaths the only calm in the storm. Jordan's mind flooded with memories, her father's disgusted glare when she brought home her first girlfriend in high school, her mother's tearful pleas to pray it away. Society's whispers followed her everywhere. The stares at pride parades, the slurs from strangers. Now with this child, those pressures amplified. Could two young women, barely out of their teens, raise a baby in a world that questioned their right to love each other? Maisie, ever the optimist, suggested they at least check for any clues. Rifling through the blanket, they found a locket engraved with Alara, and a faded note. Please forgive me. She's better without me. The name Alara stuck in Jordan's throat. Felt like fate or a curse. As dawn broke, they decided to keep her hidden for now, just until they figured out the next step. But secrets have a way of unraveling. Jordan's boss at the coffee shop noticed her exhaustion, prying with well-meaning questions that felt like accusations. You look like you haven't slept. Everything okay at home? Home? What was that anymore? Jordan forced a smile, but inside doubt gnawed at her. Was she selfish for wanting to protect Alara, or was this her chance to build the family she'd been denied? Maisie, meanwhile, wrestled with her own demons. Her scholarship depended on maintaining a spotless record, and harboring an abandoned child screamed risk. Yet, holding Alara, she felt a pull she'd never known. A maternal instinct clashing with her fear of judgment. What if my professors find out? She confided to Jordan that evening, as they fed the baby formula scavenged from a late-night store run. Or worse, what if your parents do? Jordan's jaw tightened. Her family had cut her off, but the wounds were fresh. The thought of them discovering she was playing house with Maisie and a mystery baby fueled her nightmares. Days blurred into a tense routine. Jordan skipped shifts to care for Alara, her savings dwindling. Maisie researched adoption laws online, her eyes darting to the door as if expecting authorities any moment. The apartment became a fortress of whispers and worries. One night, as Alara fussed, Jordan rocked her, tears streaming. Why us, she thought. We're just trying to survive. But in Maisie's arms later, she found solace. Their kisses were desperate. A reminder of the love that brought them here. Yet, the baby's presence stirred unspoken questions. Were they ready for this? Could their relationship withstand the storm? The first crack appeared when Jordan's old friend from high school, Lisa, dropped by unannounced. Lisa, straight and oblivious to the subtleties of Jordan's life, spotted the baby's supplies. "Who's the kid?" she asked casually. Jordan stammered a lie about babysitting, but Lisa's raised eyebrow lingered in her mind. Trust was fragile and one slip could expose everything. Maisie urged caution, but Jordan's impatience grew. "We need to find out who she is," she insisted. Little did they know, Alara's origins were tied to a world of wealth and deception far beyond their imagination. As the week ended, a news alert on Maisie's phone shattered the fragile peace. Billionaire tech mogul's daughter missing, reward offered. The photo showed a woman who looked eerily like an older version of Alara. Jordan's blood ran cold. This wasn't just an abandoned baby. This was a kidnapping waiting to unfold. The realization hit like a freight train. Keeping Alara meant crossing lines they couldn't uncross. But returning her? That meant facing a family that might destroy theirs. The article detailed the disappearance of Elena Harrington, infant daughter of Silas Harrington, the reclusive billionaire behind a string of Silicon Valley empires. Speculation ran wild. Ransom demands, family feuds, or a desperate mother's flight. Maisie read aloud, her voice trembling. Silas's wife died in childbirth. He's offering millions for any leads. Jordan stared at the locket. Alara Elena? The note's plea for forgiveness now screamed of tragedy. "We have to turn her in," Maisie whispered, but Jordan shook her head, a fierce protectiveness surging. "And what? Hand her over to a man who might not even care? Look at the stories. He's known for cutthroat deals, not fatherhood." The conflict tore at them. Jordan's inner turmoil boiled. She'd always fought for her identity, defying a society that labeled her love as unnatural. Now with Alara she saw a mirror of her own abandonment. "If we give her up, we're no better than the people who rejected us," she argued. Maisie countered, her nursing ethics clashing. "Keeping her is stealing a life. We could go to jail." Their debates turned heated, voices rising over Alara's cries. In the quiet aftermath they held each other, but doubt seeded cracks in their bond. Jordan's family loomed like shadows. Her mother called unexpectedly, her tone laced with false concern. "I saw your post online. You look tired. Come home, Jordan. We can talk." Jordan hung up, heart pounding. The post was innocent, a selfie with Maisie, but it reminded her of the surveillance. What if her parents learned about the baby? Their religious community would brand her a sinner twice over. Lesbian and kidnapper. The pressure built, pushing Jordan to reckless decisions. She began digging online, using anonymous browsers to trace Harrington's history. Maisie, meanwhile, faced her own battles. At school, a classmate overheard her frantic call to a pediatrician for advice on infant care. "Everything okay?" the girl asked. Maisie lied, but paranoia set in. Her dreams twisted with visions of child services raiding their home, tearing Alara away while labeling them unfit due to their relationship. "Society isn't ready for us as parents," she confessed to Jordan one night. "Remember the adoption stories? Gay couples denied because of traditional values." Jordan nodded, but her resolve hardened. "Then we fight. For her. For us." A turning point came when Jordan contacted a discreet lawyer friend from the support group. Over coffee in a dingy cafe, the woman warned, "If this is Harrington's kid, you're in deep. But proving it without DNA. Risky." Jordan left with more questions, her mind a whirlwind of ethical dilemmas. Was protecting Alara a noble act or a selfish delusion? Back home she found Maisie packing a bag. "I can't do this," Maisie said, tears flowing. "It's too much." The betrayal stung like a slap. Jordan begged, "Don't leave me. We're in this together." Maisie hesitated, unpacking slowly, but the rift lingered. Days later, a knock at the door froze them. It was Lisa again, this time with suspicions. "I saw the news. That baby looks just like the missing one." Jordan denied it, but Lisa's eyes narrowed. "If you're in trouble, tell me." After she left, panic ensued. Maisie suggested fleeing to another state, but Jordan refused. "Running makes us guilty." Instead, they devised a plan. Contact Harrington anonymously, gauge his intentions. But morality gnawed. Were they playing God with the child's future? Jordan's internal monologue raged as she watched Alara sleep. I've lost so much already, my family, my security. But you. Your innocence personified. Am I damning you to the same pain? Maisie, sensing her turmoil, pulled her close. Their love, once a sanctuary, now felt like a battlefield. A stolen kiss amid the chaos reminded them of why they fought, but the cost mounted. Jordan skipped more work, bills piled up. Maisie's grades slipped, her scholarship in jeopardy. The societal lens amplified everything. Online forums buzzed with Harrington's case, some praising his grief, others decrying his wealth's corruption. Jordan read comments vilifying potential abductors, feeling the noose tighten. They'd crucify us, she told Maisie. Two lesbians with a billionaire's baby? Tabloid gold. Maisie nodded, her own fears surfacing. Her immigrant parents, though distant, would disown her if scandal hit. The mouthwan Dowduk peaked. Right versus wrong blurred in survival's gray. Then a breakthrough. Jordan found an old article about Harrington's late wife, Amelia, who battled depression amid his neglect. The note's words echoed. Forgiveness for abandonment? Perhaps Amelia had fled, leaving Alara to escape a toxic legacy. This revelation fueled Jordan's defiance. She's safer with us, she declared. Maisie wavered, torn between logic and emotion. Their argument escalated, words like daggers. You're naive. You're heartless. But in the end, exhaustion brought uneasy truce. The envelope's arrival shattered any illusion of control. Jordan's hand shook as she read the note aloud, Maisie's face draining of color. Who could know? Maisie whispered, glancing at the windows as if spies lurked outside. Jordan's mind raced to Lisa. Had her friend betrayed them? Or was it someone from Harrington's circle? The meeting spot was a secluded park bench at dusk, a neutral ground that screamed trap. We can't go, Maisie insisted. But Jordan, driven by a mix of fear and fury, countered. We have to. Ignoring it invites worse. The internal storm intensified. Jordan questioned every decision. Finding Alara, keeping her, involving Maisie. I've dragged you into my mess, she thought, guilt twisting like a knife. Maisie too battled demons. Her nurturing side clashed with self-preservation. If we get caught, our future's ruined. No nursing career, no life together. Yet Alara's smiles bound them, a tiny anchor in chaos. They prepared meticulously. A burner phone, pepper spray, and a vow to run if danger arose. At the park, under fading light, a woman in a hooded coat approached. You have my granddaughter, she said, voice cracking. It was Harrington's mother-in-law, Vivian, Amelia's mom. Tears welled as she explained. Amelia had postpartum depression, exacerbated by Silas's controlling ways. In desperation, she'd left Alara in that alley, believing it safer than his world of manipulation and isolation. Silas is ruthless, Vivian warned. He'd use her as a pawn in his empire. Jordan's heart ached. Another layer of tragedy. But Vivian's plea, give her to me. I'll protect her from him. The revelation forced a moral crossroads. Jordan saw parallels to her own life, abandoned by family for who she was. We can't trust anyone, she told Maisie later, back in the apartment. Maisie agreed, but doubt crept in. What if Vivian's lying? Or what if Silas is the victim? Their relationship strained under the weight, small arguments flaring over trivialities like who fed Alara. Jordan's possessiveness grew. Maisie withdrew, spending more time at school to escape the tension. Societal pressures mounted. A neighbor complained about crying at odd hours, eyeing them suspiciously. Jordan imagined the whispers. Those girls, probably unfit. It echoed her coming-out trauma, the school counselor suggesting conversion therapy. Now with Alara, the stakes skyrocketed. Maisie's parents called, sensing something off. You're distant, her mother said. Maisie hung up, tears flowing. They'd never accept this. Us with a baby. It's a sin in their eyes. Jordan reached out to the support group anonymously, seeking advice. Responses varied. Some urged surrender for the child's sake, others championed fighting systemic bias against queer families. The conflicting views mirrored her turmoil. Was love enough, or was it delusion? A heated debate with Maisie ensued. We're not equipped, Maisie yelled. And you? You're projecting your pain onto her. Jordan recoiled, the words a betrayal. At least I'm trying, she shot back. Silence followed, heavy with unspoken regrets. Vivian's follow-up call escalated things. Silas knows. He's hiring investigators. Panic set in. Jordan considered fleeing to Portland, where friends could hide them. Maisie resisted. Running forever? That's no life. The divide deepened. Their once passionate connection fraying. In a moment of vulnerability, Jordan confessed her fears. I love you, but it's testing us. Maisie softened, but the damage lingered. Then betrayal struck. Maisie, in a moment of weakness, confided in a trusted professor about a hypothetical scenario. The professor, bound by ethics, reported it. Child Services knocked days later. We have concerns, the social worker said, eyes scanning the apartment. Jordan's world crumbled. Maisie's tearful apology came too late. I thought I was helping, she sobbed. Jordan's rage boiled. You sold us out. The argument peaked. Doors slamming, Alara wailing. In the aftermath, they faced interrogation. Lies unraveled, DNA tests loomed. Jordan's family got wind, her father arriving uninvited. This is what happens when you live in sin, he sneered. The confrontation was brutal. Jordan defended her love for Maisie, her choice to protect Alara. You abandoned me first, she accused. He left, but the wound reopened. Maisie, guilt-ridden, vowed to fix it. I'll testify for us. As authorities closed in, Vivian reappeared with documents proving Silas's abuse toward Amelia. Use this, she urged. Jordan wavered. Ally or enemy? The choice. Hand over Alara to Vivian, fight in court, or risk everything. Moral ambiguity gripped them. Was sacrifice for love heroic or foolish? The social worker's visit left them reeling, a temporary reprieve granted only because no concrete evidence tied Alara to the Harringtons. Yet, Jordan paced, fury simmering toward Maisie. How could you? She demanded, voice low to avoid waking the baby. Maisie's eyes brimmed with remorse. I panicked. I thought advice would help. The breach of trust cut deep, echoing Jordan's past betrayals. Friends who outed her, family who disowned her. We're supposed to be a team, Jordan whispered, turning away. Maisie reached for her, but the touch felt hollow. Internal conflicts raged. Jordan questioned her motives. Was keeping Alara about protection or filling her own void? I've always been the outcast, she reflected. Now I'm making her one too. Maisie grappled with guilt, her decision a knee-jerk reaction to fear. Nursing teaches empathy, but I failed us. They tiptoed around each other, the apartment thick with tension. Alara's innocence amplified the stakes. Her coups a reminder of what they stood to lose. Vivian's documents arrived via courier. Emails, medical records detailing Silas's emotional neglect, pushing Amelia to the edge. This could sway a judge, Vivian said in a hushed call. But trust was scarce. Jordan researched Silas online. Philanthropist facade masking ruthless business tactics. He's a monster, she concluded. Maisie, more cautious, warned. Evidence can be faked. What if Vivian wants the fortune? The debate highlighted their differences. Jordan's impulsiveness versus Maisie's pragmatism. Societal backlash intensified. A local news segment on the missing heiress featured expert commentary on unfit guardians, subtly nodding to queer stereotypes. Jordan seethed. They assume we're deviant. It mirrored her high school bullying, slurs scrawled on lockers. Now with Alara it was weaponized. Maisie's school buzzed with rumors. A classmate confronted her. Is it true you're involved? Denial only fueled suspicion. Jordan's father returned, this time with her mother. The ambush was excruciating. Give up the child, her father demanded. And this phase with that girl. Jordan's defiance cracked. It's not a phase. It's who I am. Her mother wept. We love you, but this path. The rejection stung anew, but it ignited Jordan's resolve. You've lost me already, she said, slamming the door. Alone she broke down, doubts flooding. Was family blood or choice? Maisie, seeking redemption, contacted a LGBTQ rights lawyer. We can fight for custody, the attorney advised. But prove stability. The process demanded vulnerability, exposing their relationship to scrutiny. Maisie hesitated. What if we lose everything? Jordan pushed. Or gain a family. Their reconciliation was tentative. A shared bath for Alara bridging the gap. I'm sorry, Maisie murmured. Jordan nodded, but forgiveness lingered out of reach. A pivotal confrontation loomed. Silas Harrington himself reached out via Vivian. Meet me. Neutral ground. The hotel lobby was opulent, a stark contrast to their life. Silas, tall and imposing, exuded calculated charm. You have my daughter, he stated. Jordan bristled. She's not property. He offered money. A settlement to walk away. Think of your future. Maisie squeezed Jordan's hand, silent support. But inside, temptation flickered. Stability for them at Alara's expense? The moral quandary peaked. Jordan saw Silas's grief, genuine or performative. Your wife left for a reason, she accused, flashing the documents. Silas's facade cracked. Amelia was unstable. I tried. Lies or truth? They left without agreement, but his threat echoed. I'll find her. Legally or otherwise. Back home, betrayal resurfaced. Lisa called Jordan. I tipped off the news. For your own good. The confession shattered old ties. You Judas, Jordan spat. Media swarmed their building, cameras flashing. Lesbian couple harbors missing heiress? Headlines screamed. Society's verdict. Guilty by orientation. Protests formed, supporters waving rainbow flags, detractors chanting slurs. The pressure crushed. Evictions threatened, jobs lost. Maisie cracked under strain. Maybe we should give her up, she admitted. Jordan felt the ultimate betrayal. After everything? Their fight was raw, accusations flying. You're weak. You're reckless. But in the debris they clung together, love's remnants. The warrants hit like a hammer, police at their door by dawn. Open up, shouts echoed. Jordan clutched Alara, heart thundering. Maisie barricaded the entrance with furniture, buying time. We can't let them take her, Jordan gasped. In a frenzy they grabbed essentials, diapers, cash, the locket, and slipped out the fire escape, rain slicking the metal rungs. Adrenaline surged as sirens wailed nearby. This is insanity, Maisie panted, but her grip on Jordan's hand was ironclad. Fleeing Seattle in a borrowed car from a support group ally, they headed south toward California, Vivian's safe house the goal. The drive was a gauntlet of paranoia. Every cop car a threat, every glance suspicion. Jordan's mind replayed the chaos, media frenzy painting them as villains, her family's public condemnation on TV. Our daughter needs help. The betrayal burned. Blood ties severed for good. They never loved me, she thought. Only the version they wanted. Maisie wrestled with regret. My confession started this. Jordan softened. We both made mistakes. Their bond, frayed but unbroken, found strength in shared peril. Stops at motels were tense. Alara's cries muffled under blankets. Societal echoes haunted. Radio talk shows debating gay kidnappers, fueling hate. Is this the world we want for her? Maisie asked. Jordan had no answer, only determination. Arriving at Vivian's secluded estate in the hills, relief mixed with wariness. Vivian embraced Alara. My precious girl. Explanations flowed. Amelia's diary entries revealed Silas's control, isolating her from family. He'd raise her in his image, cold, ambitious. Vivian proposed. Stay here. We'll fight legally. But Silas's reach loomed. Private investigators tailing them. A close call. A suspicious van outside forcing lockdown. Internal awakenings emerged. Jordan realized her protectiveness stemmed from unresolved trauma. I saw myself in Alara, abandoned, fighting. Maisie confronted her fears. I betrayed us out of cowardice. No more. Their relationship deepened amid adversity, quiet moments reaffirming love. Yet sacrifices mounted. Dreams deferred, identities hidden. The climax erupted when Silas arrived with lawyers and police. Surrender her, he demanded at the gate. Vivian stood firm. Not without a fight. Court papers flew. Custody battles invoking queer bias. Jordan testified, voice steady. We gave her love when no one else did. Maisie supported. Family isn't blood, it's choice. The judge, swayed by evidence of Silas's neglect, granted temporary guardianship to Vivian, with visitation for Jordan and Maisie. But victory was bittersweet. Silas's appeal loomed, vowing revenge. Media scrutiny persisted, outing them globally. Jordan's job offers vanished. Maisie's school expelled her. The price? Isolation, but also unity. We paid dearly, Jordan reflected. But for her, worth it. In the end, as Alara thrived under Vivian's care, Jordan and Maisie rebuilt in a new city, their love forged in fire. Society's wounds healed slowly, but awareness sparked change. Petitions for queer parental rights gained traction. Was keeping Alara initially a selfless act of protection, or a selfish grasp at redemption that endangered everyone involved?